It's 9 p.m. Monday night. While the rest of the world slows down, you're tuning in to the Final Boss podcast. This is Motivation Mondays, where mindsets shift, hustle gets honored, and the 6 pillars of success get broken all the way down. We're talking motivation, resilience, sacrifice, consistency, persistence, and perseverance. Hosted by the one and only Turbo the CEO, bringing real talk, raw stories, and relentless energy to spark your week with purpose. So lock in, take notes, and remember, success ain't just a dream, it's a discipline.
Welcome to the Final Boss podcast. Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday. Listen, man, I have a great show for you tonight. Yes, I do. And let me close all these windows first. Jeez. Nope. There we go. Wait a minute. There we go. Yeah, baby. Guess who's in the building? It is I. It is I, the one and only, the Final Boss. And guess what, people? It is episode number 149. Episode number 149 on our way to episode number 200. I think I'm gonna celebrate, man, when I hit 200. I gotta celebrate, right? Got to celebrate. I think that's an amazing accomplishment. And hey, Jacondi, I think celebration is going to be in order. Look, because so many things are happening, so many things to live for, so many things to celebrate. Green, TikTok. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get rid of these prompts so y'all can see me. All right. TikTok. Green is for go time. It's go time, baby. Why? Because the fired up train will be boarding the station officially this Thursday. Hashtag go time, all aboard the fired up train. My first book drops Thanksgiving Day. It is a motivation workbook. It is a motivation workbook, 330 pages of motivation principles and theories, from discovering your why to the 6 pillars of success, momentum code, the cornerstone of magnificence, all wrapped up in one. And it's dropping this Thursday, good people. It's dropping this Thursday on Thanksgiving Day, just in time for Black Friday. And man, what a time to celebrate. What a time. So I got that out the way. Look, thank you, each and every last single one of you, for joining us. Look, wait a minute. I didn't have my trusty pointer pen that I like to use when I'm speaking, but last night on sitting down with the Final Boss, but I have it tonight. So there's no escape. There's no escape. You are here with me for the next 60 minutes for Motivation Monday. Yeah. So, look, episode number 149. Look, please continue to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe all of the shows, no matter what platform you see us on. If you see us on Facebook, you see us on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Spotify. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Keep the comments coming, man. I'm getting a notification. I have to turn the notifications off. I'm not complaining, but it's a lot. So I had to turn the notifications off, man, because my phone won't stop buzzing. But that is because of you. That's because of you. So thank you for that, man. Big ups to you guys who are part of the Fired Up Train, who are part of the Final Boss Nation, Final Boss community. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Listen. Look, make sure that you, if you don't have our email address, you'd like to send us an email. Our email is at info@the Final Boss Podcast. One word. That's info@the Final Boss Podcast.com. One word. Go check out the website, man. Go check out the website. The website is the Final Boss Podcast.com. All one word. The Final Boss Podcast.com. All one word. So you got the email. You have the website. You have all the social media links. What's stopping you? You have all that you need. And guess what? Tonight on the Fired Up Train, or Motivation Monday, rather, we're going to be discussing more on the Fired Up Train. But tonight, we're going to look at it from a lens of the 6 pillars of reward, right? The 6 pillars of reward. But we're going to add some spice to it. We're going to add some spice to it. We're going to be talking about how to conquer your inner me, right? Your inner me, which is what? Your number one enemy, right? Your number one enemy. Now, I know you guys are like, man, we've had these talking points before. No, we've had them before as it related to the 6 pillars of success. We have not had them as it relates to the 6 building blocks of reward. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing, people? I'm building. I'm the architect of insight. Of course I'm building. I'm building, people. Yes. So we have all of those out of the way, and now it is time for what? It's time for the brass tacks. It is time for the brass tacks, and the brass tacks comes from Jeffrey Jittermere. Yeah, Jeffrey Jittermere. And here's the brass tacks for the evening. Obstacles can't stop you. Problems can't stop you. Most of all, other people can't stop you. The only thing stopping you is you. Only you can stop you, right? Only you can stop you. And that's our brass tacks for the evening. Shout out to Jeffrey Jittermere. I'm probably jacking his name all the way up, but you know what? It's going to be okay. Let me go ahead and set this camera up, man, so we can go ahead and get started in tonight's show. Ooh, yes. Another announcement that I forgot to mention. So after tonight, we're going on holiday, and we shall return on next Thursday, which will be the Thursday after Thanksgiving. We shall return again the Thursday after Thanksgiving, which is going to be a very special episode. It's a special guest episode. And we're going to have Blackbird Entertainment in the building, right? Premier record label music group. Premier. They're doing a lot of great things in the Baltimore region. They're stretched out up and down the East Coast. They just had Ray J on their show. They have a television show of their own, hosted by my long man. I've known Bird. Listen, Bird and I go way back, man, to probably around 2010. Yeah, 2010, because that's where I met him at the in the Wounded Warrior program. So he's been doing his thing for a long time, man. You know, we met, and you know, I had our Trinity Music Group. He had Blackbird Entertainment, which he still has. And I mean, he's had guests on his show, and he's affiliated with so many different people in the music industry. We're going to be chopping it up, man. We're going to be chopping it up. So shout out to Blackbird Entertainment, to my man Bird, his show. I wish he gave me the dates of when his show is on. He has a television show that comes on, and he's part of this network. But look, next Thursday, special guest episode, Blackbird Entertainment. That's when we come back from vacation. But in the meantime, I'm going to be dropping knowledge, live rebroadcast each and every day in between that we're normally on, so you guys can still get content, so you can still get knowledge, so the information train doesn't stop, so we can continue this journey and on this community that we're building for the Final Boss Nation. For the Final Boss Nation, right? So the information is not going to stop. And we won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Right? Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. So we getting ready to get into our episode of the evening. Episode of the evening, man. And like I said, this is episode number 149, on our way to episode number 200. And this is the last episode before we go on vacation, and we shall return Thursday after next, which is special guest Thursday. I think that date is I don't know what day that is. I don't know what day that is, but it'll be the Thursday after next, right? Not Thanksgiving, but the Thursday after next. But make sure you guys are looking out for the promo and the press releases that are dropping for hashtag Go Time, all aboard the Fired Up train. My first book is dropping Thanksgiving Day. And man, I'm so excited. Man. This is my first book. And look, tonight we're gonna have another powerful Motivation Monday. This is the Final Boss Podcast, for those of you who don't know, right? And I'm fired up, man. I'm locked in, and I'm ready to take you on this journey that's going to transform you the way you see yourself, right? Your potential and your purpose. To my smarts, to my motivators, to my warriors, to my final bosses. Listen, whether you're in your car, you're in the gym, you're eating dinner, you're watching the game, you're at your desk, you're laying in bed, wherever you are, anywhere in between. Listen, thank you for joining us. And to each and every last one of you, no matter where you are around this world, no matter what you're doing, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And thank you for being here. I can't say enough, man. I'll probably be saying thank you throughout the night. I know it's going to probably drive somebody crazy. Like, why is he saying thank you? I have so much to be thankful for. Look, man, I'm dropping my first book. This Thursday. It's crazy. Crazy. But you know what? You want to know something? Tonight, we're going deeper than ever, right? We're going deeper than ever, because green means go time. Green means go time, right? Green means go time, right? So we're going to be talking about the real enemy, the actual villain in your story. and how to turn that darkness into unstoppable light, right? Unstoppable light, right? And if you're new to the Final Boss family, welcome aboard the Fired Up train, right? We don't do mediocrity here. We don't settle for comfort. We don't make excuses. What we do is push beyond our limits, conquer our fears, and become the absolute best versions of ourselves. Right? And tonight's episode is special. It's special because I'm gonna be connecting everything. We've been building on the 6 building blocks of reward, right? And all of those powerful principles about being unstoppable, about fighting your inner enemy, right? Becoming a villain to the bad guy, and why people fear your light more than your darkness, right? And we're trying, and we're going to be trying to tie it all together. We're going to tie it all together, people. And yeah, we're going to get dark and then we're going to go light, right? Because the 6 building blocks of reward, that's your foundation. That's your foundation, right? It's the foundation of the 6 pillars of success, right? So buckle up, grab your notebooks, get your writing utensil, because guess what, man? It is time to level up, right? And let's start with the truth. Let's start with the truth that most people refuse to face. Your number one enemy isn't out there in the world. It's not your competition. It's not your haters. It's not even the obstacles in your path. Your real enemy is staring back at you in the mirror every single morning. Your enemy, that voice that tells you you're not good enough, that whispers doubt when you're about to take action, that convinces you to hit the snooze button instead of attacking the day, right? That's the villain you need to defeat first, right? But here's what makes this enemy so dangerous. This enemy knows everything about you. It knows your weaknesses. It knows your fears. It knows your past failures. It knows exactly what buttons to push to keep you stuck in place. And unlike external enemies that you can see coming, right? This one operates in the shadows of your mind. But here's the power move. Final bosses, motivators, warriors, smarts. Once you recognize that your enemy is the enemy, you can start strategizing against it. You can start building defenses. You can start winning those internal battles. You can then determine whether you board the fired up train, or you stay stuck at the station. Listen, the first building block of reward is what? I know you guys remember. If you don't remember, let me help you out. It's vision clarity. Vision clarity starts with seeing this enemy for what it is. You can't have a clear vision for your future if your inner me is fogging up the windshield with doubt, fear, and negative self-talk. You got to clear that fog out first. Turn your windshield wipers on, get your little spray, right? And clear that windshield. Turn the defroster on. Think about it. Every great achievement in your life started with defeating that inner voice that said you couldn't do it. Every time you leveled up, you first had to level up. That internal dialogue, right? That internal dialogue. The fired up train doesn't stop for passengers who are at war with themselves. You've got to make peace by winning that war first, right? Now, let me tell you about this fired up train. Because this isn't just a catchy phrase, final bosses, motivators, smarts, warriors. This is a movement. It's a mindset. It's a way of life. Imagine a train that's powered by your energy, your passion, your commitment to intelligence, your commitment to excellence. This train is heading toward your biggest dreams, your most ambitious goals, your ultimate destiny. But here's the thing. This train doesn't stop for everyone. It doesn't slow down for excuses. And once it's moving at full speed ahead, you better be on it. You better be on it, doggone it. Because if you're not, you're going to get left behind. The fired up train has 6 cars, and each one of them represents one of the building blocks of reward. Car number 1, we just discussed, vision clarity. Car number 2 is discipline architecture. Car number 3, skill supremacy. Car number 4, relationship capital, right? Car number 5, financial foundation. And car number 6, physical vitality. You can't board this train until you've defeated your enemy. Your enemy, which is your enemy, right? Why? Why you ask? Because, man. Because the enemy will sabotage your ticket. It will convince you to wait for the next train. It will convince you that you don't deserve to board the train. But being unstoppable isn't about falling down. It's about never staying down. It's about getting up with more fire, more determination, more hunger than before. That's what makes you worthy of boarding the fired up train. And here's the beautiful part. Once you're on this train, once you're moving forward with momentum, with your enemy gets weaker, right? Because action defeats doubt. Progress defeats fear. Success defeats that negative inner voice. And the conductor of this train, the conductor is the better version of you. The final boss version, the motivator version, the smarts version, right? The warrior version, right? Stay with me. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Hold on to your seats, man. This is a fire train. This ride is on fire. You stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Sounded strange. The fired up train and the better version of you is calling you forward. It's demanding excellence. It's refusing to let you settle. Right? Now let's talk about the second building block, because we already talked about vision clarity. Let's talk about discipline architecture. This is the framework that makes you unstoppable. You know what separates people who talk about getting on the fired up train from the people who actually board it? Discipline. Discipline, not motivation, not talent, not luck, but discipline. Discipline architecture means you build systems, routines, and habits that don't depend on how you feel. Because let me tell you something. Final boss nation. Your enemy, which is your number one enemy, right, loves to attack your feelings. It says you're too tired. You're not in the mood. You can start tomorrow. You don't feel well, right? But when you have disciplined architecture in place, your feelings become irrelevant. You show up whether you feel like it or not. You do the work whether you're motivated or not. You keep moving forward whether it's easy or not. This is what being unstoppable actually looks like. You work out even when you're tired, right? You make the sales calls even when you're scared of rejection. You study even when you rather relax. You create content even when the inspiration isn't flowing. You show up when no one's watching. And I mean no one. You show up. Show up when nobody's watching. That's the architecture that supports your journey on the fired up train. Now, here's how this connects to defeating your enemy, which is your number one enemy. Every time you follow through on your discipline, despite the inner voice telling you not to, you win a battle, right? And every win makes you stronger, right? I'll show you my biceps, man. Biceps are growing, yeah, right? You grow stronger. Every win adds another brick to your discipline architecture. Every win moves the fired up train. It moves it faster toward your destination of the better you, right? The enemy wants you to be comfortable. I've discussed that. I discussed on past episodes. The comfort is the enemy of growth, right? The enemy wants you to be soft, right? He wants you to be soft. It wants you to put those biceps up and shake. And I don't have no flab there, but it wants you to be soft. The enemy wants you to skip that workout. It wants you to sleep in. It wants you to make excuses. It wants you to have a pity party. A pity party. Get that goddamn pity party out of here. Stop making excuses. Stop the fucking complaining. Stop the complaining. Y'all complain too goddamn much. Be about solutions. Stop complaining. Be about solutions. Right? That, my friends, is the final boss version of you. That version is building an unstoppable foundation, that disciplined action you utilize every single day. Now, that was building block number 2. I'm drinking coffee, by the way, if you didn't know. Building block number 3, skill supremacy, right? And this is where we talk about becoming a villain to the bad guy. You know what I mean by this, right? Sometimes to defeat darkness, you've got to embrace your darkness. Sometimes to beat the game, you've got to become so skilled, so dominant, so powerful that you become the villain in someone else's story. When you develop skill supremacy, when you become undeniably excellent at what you do, your enemy has less ammunition. It's hard for that voice to tell you you're not good enough when you've put in 10,000 hours of practice, which makes you an expert. It's hard for doubt to creep in when you have mastered your craft. But here's a deeper truth. Becoming a villain to the bad guy means you're willing to do what others won't. You study while they sleep. You practice while they party. You invest in yourself while they waste money on meaningless things. Right? You embrace discomfort while they chase comfort. You embrace the discomfort, right? To the lazy version of yourself, that inner me, which is your number one enemy, you become the villain. You become the force that disrupts its comfortable existence. You become the threat to its safe, mediocre life. And that's exactly what you need to be. The fired up train doesn't carry passengers who settle for average. It carries warriors who become villains to their own limitations. Think about every superhero story. The hero becomes powerful enough to be feared by the villains. That's what skill supremacy is. That's what skill supremacy does for you. You become so good that your inner me, which is your number one enemy, has to bow down. It bows down, right? This is about developing such excellence in your field that when you walk into a room, people know the final boss has arrived. That's the level of skill we're building on the fired up train. Sorry. This is one of the most powerful truths, right? This concept right here. Listen to this concept. Another one of my concepts that I've developed. They fear your light, not your dark, right? I'm going to say that again. They fear your light, not your dark. Now you're like thinking, wait a minute, final boss. What exactly does that mean? What do you mean they fear my light, not my dark? I thought people fear the dark side of people. No, that is an inaccurate statement. When you're building the unstoppable you. And this is a powerful truth I want you guys to recognize, right? Final bosses, people don't fear your darkness. They fear your light, your struggles. Nobody's threatened by those. Your failures, people expect those. Your moments of weakness, that makes you relatable. That makes you human. That makes you safe. But your success, your brilliance, your unstoppable rise, that's what terrifies people. That's what makes them uncomfortable. That's what triggers their own inner me, right? And you know what's the crazy part is? Your inner me, which is your number one enemy, uses this against you. It whispers, don't shine too bright. You'll make them people uncomfortable. Don't be too successful. People will think you're showing off. Don't reach your full potential. You're going to lose all your friends. But that's a lie. That's a lie that keeps you off of what? The fired up train. Man, baby, listen. Motivators, warriors, smarts, final bosses, your light, your brilliance, your potential, your power. That's what the world needs. That's what the world needs. Building block number 4, relationship capital, isn't dimming your light to make others comfortable. It's about surrounding yourself with people who celebrate your light, who reflect your light, who amplify your light. The right relationships on the fired up train are with people who say your success inspires me. Your success inspires me to pursue my own. Not your success makes me feel bad about myself. right? But here's what I want you to understand. When you defeat your enemy, which is your number one enemy, and start shining at full brightness, some people will be uncomfortable. Some will even try to dim your light. And that's their inner me talking, not them. You, when you recognize this, hey Ray, hey Sheree, guess what, Sheree? When you recognize this, listen, man. Listen to this right here, right? When you start shining at full brightness, it's going to make people uncomfortable. When you recognize that is making them uncomfortable, don't dim your light, right? Don't dim your light for them. That's their own inner. That's their own inner me. That's their enemy that wants you to dim your light, not them. You know what you say to them? You say, "You're the flashlight, and I'm the sun." You're the flashlight, and I'm the sun. That's what you do. You don't dim your light, right? Your job isn't to shrink. Your job isn't to play small. Your job is to shine so bright that you either inspire people to shine too, or you repel people who aren't ready for that level of excellence. Either way, you win. The fired up train is full of lights. People who refuse to hide their brilliance, who embrace their power, who know their worth. Now, let's talk about, right? Let's talk about comfort. Comfort, which is the enemy of growth, right? Comfort is the enemy of growth. Now, I talk about comfort, which is the enemy of growth, all the time on Motivation Mondays. But get this. Get this, right? We're going to be talking about something very critical, right? When it comes to comfort is the enemy of growth. And when you add comfort is the enemy of growth, and you add your enemy is your number one enemy that loves comfort. You see how that works, right? The voice in your head would do everything to keep you comfortable, to keep you in that job you hate, to keep you from starting a business, to keep you from having difficult conversations, just to hold peace, to keep you from pushing yourself physically because you might get hurt, right? Would keep you small so you don't aim high because it does not want you to get disappointed, right? Every single one of these thoughts is designed to keep you comfortable and stuck. But here's the truth. Here's the truth about the fired up train, right? The fired up train doesn't run on a comfort track. It runs on the growth track, and the growth is uncomfortable by definition, right? Now, building block number 5, financial foundation. Now, a lot of people are having problems with their finances right now. A lot of people are having problems with their finances. But get this. This is an uncomfortable conversation on multiple levels. Even some of the rich have conversations that are difficult when it comes to finances, right? I heard Mark Cuban in an interview said that as a billionaire, as the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, he made a statement that was so profound, so profound. He said, quote, he wished he had his own Space Force, but he said he couldn't afford it. Now, let that resonate. Let that marinate in your spine, right? Let that marinate in your spine. Because, yes, finances and the conversation about finances can get uncomfortable. Money can be an uncomfortable conversation. People are uncomfortable with investing. People are uncomfortable with taking calculated risk. Your inner me wants you to play it safe. But safety and growth rarely coexist. Think about every major breakthrough in your life, right? Think about every major breakthrough. I guarantee you it came from a place of discomfort. Your first job interview, discomfort. Your first presentation, discomfort. Your first time leading a team, if that's something you've ever done, discomfort. Your first time talking in front of people, discomfort. Your first time driving a car, discomfort. Your first time taking the driver's test, discomfort. Your first major investment, more discomfort. Your first time saying no to protect your boundaries, discomfort, right? The pattern is clear, people. The pattern is clear. Growth lives on the other side of comfort. Your enemy, which is your number one enemy, knows this. So it weaponizes your desire for comfort against your desire for growth. It makes you choose between being uncomfortable today or being successful tomorrow. And most people choose comfort every single time. Meanwhile, you've already been in uncomfortable and discomfort situations. You've already been in it, but you haven't recognized it for that. But I'm here to tell you, that's exactly what it is. But not my final bosses, not my motivators, not my warriors, not my smarts, not the passengers of the fired up train. You understand that temporary discomfort is the price of permanent growth. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you're buying a ticket to the fired up train. Every time you embrace discomfort, you're defeating your inner me. Every time you push beyond what feels safe, you're becoming unstoppable. Right? Now, let's talk about building block number 6. Building block number 6, which is physical vitality. Some people say vitality. Some people say vitality. I've heard it many times. Right? People say tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Right? Stay with me. Don't go nowhere. Hey, don't you go nowhere. Look, we're almost done. Don't go nowhere. Stay tight. Hold tight. This is important. Because here's something most people miss. You can't fight your enemy, which is your number one enemy, effectively if your body is weak, right? You can't do it. Your physical state directly impacts your mental state. When you're out of shape, tired, sluggish, and unhealthy, your enemy has more power over you. The negative voice gets louder when your body is weak. Think about it. When was the last time you felt unstoppable after eating junk food for however long that you eat said junk food, right? When was the last time you felt unstoppable, right? After skipping your workout, right? When? Oh, I'll tell you, never. Don't lie to yourself. Never, right? But after a great workout, after eating clean, after taking care of your body, you feel like you can conquer the world. Physical vitality isn't just about looking good. It's not about being vain, right? It's about building the energy, the strength, and the resilience you need to stay on the fired up train for the long haul, for that destination of being the better you, right? And here's how it works. Strong body equal strong mind, right? It's simple math. Healthy habits equal healthy thoughts, right? Physical discipline equal mental discipline, right? Taking care of your temple. A lot of y'all out there abusing your temple. Taking care of your temple is respecting yourself enough to win. Respecting yourself enough to win, right? Your inner me, which is your number one enemy, hates when you exercise. It hates when you eat right. It hates when you don't get enough sleep. It hates when you do get enough sleep. I'm sorry. See what happens when you talk too fast? Because all of those actions weaken its control over you. Every push-up is a rebellion against your enemy. Every healthy meal is a victory. Every early morning workout is you saying, I'm in control, not you. Right? Not you. And here's the beautiful connection to being unstoppable. Physical training literally teaches you how to push through discomfort, how to go one more rep when you think you can't, how to finish strong when you want to quit. These lessons transfer to every area of your life. The fired up train requires fuel, and that fuel is your physical vitality. You can't maintain the energy, focus, and stamina needed for excellence if you're neglecting your body, right? Now, let's talk about warrior mentality, right? Warrior mentality, right? Warrior mentality, right? You have to fight back. You have to fight back. You have to stay erect, pause. And most importantly, you, in the words of James Winston, you got to get that win. You got to eat that win. You got to eat it, right? Eat that win, right? What does that mean? It means when life knocks you down, and it will knock you down, you don't stay down. You get back up. You dust yourself off, right? You dust yourself off. And you square up your shoulders, right? You stand tall and you keep fighting. You keep fighting. Your enemy is your number one enemy, wants you to stay down. It wants you to get knocked out, right? It wants you to get knocked out. It wants you to believe that failure is final, that mistakes are fatal, and that setbacks are signs to give up. But final bosses, warriors, motivators, smarts, y'all know better. Y'all know better, man, right? Y'all know that getting knocked down is part of the game. What separates winners from losers isn't whether you fall, it's whether you get back up. Whether you stay erect, pause. It means maintaining your dignity, your standards, your integrity, even when things get tough. Don't compromise who you are just because the journey gets difficult. So stand tall in your values, stand tall in your vision, stand tall in your commitment to excellence. This connects directly to vision clarity, which is building block number one. When your vision is clear, when you know where the fired up train is headed, it's easier to stay standing when storms approach. Your vision becomes the spine that keeps you erect when everything else wants you to bend. Right? And here's a formula, man. I got a formula for you. I have a formula for you because this is science and math, man. Science and math. Number one, acknowledge. Acknowledge the hit. Acknowledge it. Don't pretend that it didn't hurt. Acknowledge it. Second, you assess the damage. You do an assessment, right? What just happened? 3, you adjust the strategy, right? You got hit. You do an assessment. You see what's happening, right? You adjust. You look for weakness, right? And then you attack. You attack, you apply immediate action, right? Because every time you follow this formula, you're programming yourself to be unstoppable. You're teaching your inner me that no matter what it throws at you, you're going to keep fighting. And here's what happens over time. Your enemy gets tired. It gets weaker. It realizes that you're not going to quit. It realizes that you're committed to the fired up train. It realizes that you're different. And slowly that enemy's voice gets a little quieter. It gets a little quieter. Now, let's bring it all together. Let's bring it all together, people. I need to take a sip of my good old coffee. Let's bring it all together. Find the bosses, find the boss nation, find the boss community. Let's bring it all together. Let's see how the 6 building blocks of reward work together to create and make you unstoppable, right? While you're fully aboard the fired up train, right? So 1, you got your vision clarity. This is your destination. This is where the fired up train is going. Without clear vision, you're just wandering, right? Your enemy uses confusion to keep you stuck. Clear vision defeats that confusion. Discipline architecture. This is the engine, right? This is what powers up the fired up train that keeps it moving forward every single day, regardless of how you feel. Discipline defeats the mood-based living that your enemy promotes, right? Number 3, skill supremacy. This is your fuel. The better your skills, the faster and further the fired up train can go. Excellence defeats mediocrity that your enemy accepts. And number 4, relationship capital. These are your fellow passengers. You can't ride the fired up train alone. You need people who support your journey, challenge you to grow, celebrate your wins. Connection defeats the isolation that your enemy creates. Financial foundation is number 5. This is your ticket and your cargo. Your need for excellent financial literacy and stability is something that you need to sustain your journey. Money isn't everything, but financial stress feeds your inner me, which is your number 1 enemy. Financial peace defeats financial anxiety, right? And number 6, physical vitality. This is your stamina. The fired up train is a long journey, right? The destination, the better you. You need the energy, health, and strength to go the distance. Physical power defeats the weaknesses that your inner me exploits. And here's the power of this system. When you're strong in all 6 areas, your inner me, which is your number 1 enemy, has nowhere to hide. It can't attack your vision because it's clear. It can't attack your habits because the discipline is automatic. It can't attack your competence because your skills are supreme. It can't isolate you because you're connected. It can't stress you financially because the foundation is solid. And it can't exploit physical weaknesses because your vitality is high. And this is how you become truly unstoppable. This is how you stay on what? The fired up train, baby. The fired up train, right? No matter what challenges come. No matter what challenges come. Now, let's get practical, right? Let's get practical. Let's talk about what this looks like in real life, right? Because I like to break it all down, and then I do the 360 and I bring it all together, right? Now picture this. It's 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. Your alarm goes off. You plan to hit the gym before work, and here comes your enemy. Oh, you're so tired. You worked hard yesterday. You deserve rest. You can work out tomorrow. It's too cold outside. That's one of my favorites. What is it to miss one day? Now see, right there, that's the battlefield. That's where the war is won or lost. The fired up train passenger responds differently. Your vision requires a strong body. Your discipline doesn't negotiate comfort. Your commitment is bigger than any excuses. You get up, right? That one decision, that one moment of defeating your enemy sets the tone for your entire day. Now, here's a second scenario, right? Here's a second one. Let's say you're building a business, you're an entrepreneur. You need to make some calls to future clients. You've got a list of 50 prospects. Your enemy says, what if they reject you? What if they say no? You're not good enough to pitch your business to them, right? You embarrass yourself. Just wait until you're more prepared. The fired up train passenger says, rejection is data, not defeat. Every no gets me closer to a yes. My skills improve through action, not waiting. I'm making these calls, right? Or this. You're pursuing a big goal, right? You're pursuing a big goal, but you hit a snag. Your enemy says, see, man, I told you it wouldn't work. You're not cut out for this, right? Let somebody else do it, but not you. Just give up. Save yourself the embarrassment, right? But the fired up train passenger says this setback is temporary. My vision is permanent. I'm learning from this and adjusting my strategy. I'm not quitting. Every single day presents these type of moments. Every day gives you opportunities to defeat your enemy. Or you can let it defeat you. My smarts, motivators, and warriors and final bosses, they want these battles. We welcome them, right? We welcome them. Now, let's dig a little deeper. Let's dig a little deeper into the concept of becoming a villain to the bad guy. Specifically to your inner me, which is your number one enemy, that bad guy. You know, in traditional stories, the villain is relentless. The villain doesn't give up. The villain keeps coming back with new strategies. The villain is obsessed with winning. You know what? When it comes to defeating your enemy, you need to be that villain. You need to be that villain. Your enemy has gotten you comfortable being in control. It's used to winning. It's used to backing down, giving up, choosing comfort over growth. So when you start fighting back, when you start choosing differently, you become the threat. You become the threat. By what? By what? By being relentless, by being strategic, by being unpredictable, by being unapologetic, by being unstoppable. Think about it like this. Your enemy is used to being the villain in your story, keeping you from your goals. But when you flip the script and you become the villain in his story, when you become the force that disrupts its comfortable control, that's when real transformation happens. The fired up train is full of people who become villains to their own limitations, who disrupted their own comfort, who terrorized their own excuses until those excuses had no more power left. This isn't about being negative or harsh with yourself. It's about being so committed to your growth that your enemy knows it can't win anymore, right? Now, look, I spoke on this earlier, right? But you know, this is the Find the Boss podcast, man. We had the most difficult conversations. And look, stay with me. Stay with me. Give me a couple more minutes. I touched on this earlier, but people fear your light. They fear your light, not your darkness. And once you truly understand this, it becomes liberating. Your enemy uses social pressure as a weapon. It says things like, don't shine too bright, don't be too successful, don't be too confident, don't be too disciplined. All of those thoughts are designed to keep you small, to keep you dim, to keep you off the fired up train. But here's what I want you to understand: when you shine your light fully, you give others permission to do the same. When you pursue excellence unapologetically, you inspire others to raise their standards. When you board the fired up train and start winning, you show others what's possible. Yes, some people will be uncomfortable with your light. Yes, some people will criticize your success. Yes, some people will distance themselves from you as you grow. And it's okay. The fired up train doesn't stop to convince doubters. It doesn't slow down to accommodate people who aren't ready for the journey. It keeps moving forward. And those who are meant to be on the fired up train will either catch up or they won't. Your light is your gift to the world. Your relationship capital should be built with people who celebrate your light, not people who require you to dim it. Think about every great leader, every successful entrepreneur, every elite athlete. They all shine bright. They're not worried about making others uncomfortable with their excellence. They're focused on being the best version of themselves. And you know what happens? Their light becomes a beacon. It attracts other lights. It creates a constellation of excellence. This is what the fired up train is a collection of bright lights moving together toward greatness. Your enemy wants you to believe that your light is dangerous, that it will cause problems, that it will make you lose friends. But the truth is this: your light is your power, your purpose, and your contribution to the world. Shine bright, final bosses. Shine bright, motivators. Shine bright, smarts. Shine bright, warriors. So bright that your enemy has to put on sunglasses and you could tell them that they're the flashlight and you're the sun. Right? Now, let's get tactical. Those are bars, man. Those are bars if I ever heard them before in my life. Those are bars, right? Now let's get tactical. I want to give you a call to action, a daily battle plan, like I always do after every show, right? Start with a morning routine, right? Start with building and working on your physical vitality and discipline architecture. You wake up the same time every day, right? That's part of defeating your enemy. You hydrate, right? That's part of defeating your enemy. You move your body, right? That's how you that's how you defeat comfort, right? You review your vision. That's how you defeat confusion. And you set top 3 priorities, right? Then midday, you do a midday check-in, right? On yourself. You check on your skill supremacy. You check on your financial foundation, right? Are you working out the right things? Are you investing time in skill development? Are you making financial progress? Right? And then in the evening, you know, you replay everything. You say to yourself, did today move you forward toward your vision? Did it add value? Did you add value to your most important relationships? What did you learn today? What will you do better tomorrow? Right? And then at the end of the week, you do a weekly review. You have to start collecting this data and metrics about yourself. That's how you improve. You have to see the data, right? And here's the key: consistency. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Creating your own battle plan, working it imperfectly every day is better than perfectly doing it once a month. The fired up train runs on daily actions, not occasional bursts of motivation. Your enemy loves when you rely on motivation because motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. Every day you execute this plan, you're putting another nail in the coffin of your enemy's control. Every day you follow through, you're proving to yourself that you're in charge and not the negative voice. And here's what's beautiful. After 30 days of doing this, it becomes easier. After 90 days, it becomes automatic. After a year, you've completely transformed, right? And that's how you stay on the fired up train for life, right? For life. So final bosses, motivators, warriors, smarts, man, we talked about a lot tonight. We talked about a lot tonight. We've covered so much ground today. We've talked about your inner me being your number one enemy. We talked about, of course, the fired up train. We talked about all 6 building blocks of reward and how to become unstoppable in your pursuit of excellence, right? But let me leave you with this. The battle against your inner me is the most important battle you'll ever fight. It's more important than your external competition. It's more important than any obstacle in your path, because if you win this internal battle, everything else becomes possible. The fired up train is waiting for you. All 6 cars are ready: vision clarity, discipline architecture, skill supremacy, relationship capital, financial foundation, physical vitality, right? But you can't board the fired up train until you defeat the gatekeeper, which is your enemy, right? Now listen. You're not trying to eliminate your enemy. No, that's impossible. You're trying to win more battles than you lose. And every battle you win makes you stronger. To my smarts, to my motivators, to my warriors, to my final bosses, you have everything you need to board the fired up train. The only question is, will you? Will you defeat your enemy? Will you choose growth over comfort? Will you shine your light unapologetically? Will you fight back? Will you stay erect? Will you win? I believe you will. I believe you're ready. I believe that listening to this episode is a sign that you're done playing small. You're done with it. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the Final Boss Podcast. Remember to like, share, and subscribe this episode with someone who needs to hear it. You can hit me up on Instagram at the Final Boss _podcast or at Turbodillard and let me know how you're defeating your enemy. I am the Final Boss. This has been a production of the Final Boss Podcast, episode number 149, right? And I'm here as the Final Boss. I am here to remind you, your number one enemy is your enemy, but you are the final boss of your life. Now, get on the fired up train and let's go. And let all of that marinate in your spine. And remember, there's a heavy pain that comes with discipline, but the pain of regret is even heavier. And to each and every last single one of you, no matter where you're watching and where you're watching, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Be balanced, be equal, and be smart. That is tonight's show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying. Thank you for staying here, man. Thank you for staying here. Remember, we're going on holiday after tonight, and we'll be back. Let me check. Thursday after next, which is the Thursday after Thanksgiving, we'll be back for episode number 150 with a special guest. The CEO of Blackbird Entertainment will be here for episode number 150. That's going down Thursday after next. Y'all have an amazing Thanksgiving. Make sure that you go get hashtag Go Time, all aboard the Fired Up Train book when it drops Thanksgiving Day. Y'all need to go get that book, man. You need to go get that book. In it, I talk about the principles of how to discover your why, the 6 pillars of success, the cornerstone of magnificence, momentum code, right? All those principles. I even discuss your number one enemy is your enemy. I even discuss how to be a bad guy to the villain, right? How to be a bad guy to a villain. All of those principles, theories, and concepts are in hashtag Go Time, all aboard the Fired Up Train book that's dropping this Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. It's my first book, and I have more in the fire, more irons to sharpen, right? And that's our show, man. That's our show. Thank you for joining. You guys have a great and amazing night. Happy Thanksgiving to each and last single one of you. And I will see you again for episode number 150 in a week on next Thursday. But I'll be dropping rebroadcasts during that time. So if you see me on, I'm not really on, but it's going to say rebroadcast live. It's going to look like a live show, but it's a rebroadcast or a rerun, if you will. But it's live, but it's not live, but it was live. Y'all have a great night, man. Listen, I've enjoyed this as much as I always do. Have a good evening. Talk to you soon.
Welcome to the Final Boss Podcast, where microphones and mushroom clouds collide in the most mind-blowing chats. We're talking explosive topics, fiery debates, and the hottest guests. Imagine a creative space background, spacey vibes, and out-of-this-world conversations. It's like chilling with your best buddies, but with way cooler sound effects. Every episode, we take on the universe's biggest questions. You know, the stuff that keeps you up at night. And we do it with a bang. Want to know what happens when you mix gaming, movies, and pop culture? Boom! You get the Final Boss Podcast. So plug in those earbuds and get ready for a wild ride. Whether you're commuting, chilling, or just need a break, we've got your back. Hit that follow button and join us on this cosmic journey. Trust me, you don't want to miss these explosive chats. Catch the Final Boss Podcast now, where every episode is a blast. Stay tuned and stay awesome. Final Boss Podcast, bringing the boom to you.